Nation, this is a re-upload. Sorry about the previous version of this video that I uploaded last night. I was not aware of that green thing in the middle of the screen, basically blocking out everything that I was showing, and the part that was blocked out, very important in that report. With that said, let us kick off the report.
Dog, we no play a game like stadium. We no entertain boy like radio. And the money man also if you go save up your ramp with the savings, somebody can't save you.
Nation, that is a soon to be released song from dancehall artist Blak Ryno. Seems as if the entertainer already at work on a music video, as this that you are seeing right now appears to be somewhat of a shoot for a music video. Blak Ryno shared that little preview with the caption stating, "Great I Am music video up next. Hashtag one Gaza, hashtag one Garrison, one Sting of music, love and love only, unity can build a community."
Keep intelligent dogs na radio. You promise you literally get a brain bust.
Nation, Blak Ryno seems as if he's a complete different person ever since reuniting with dancehall artist Vybz Kartel. Blak Ryno is now more confident than ever, more motivated. The entertainer seems so much more happier. Ever since that night, almost every post I see Blak Ryno make, every time Blak Ryno go live, the entertainer full of smiles. He's been putting out good music, but hearing this new one, he can sense that something has changed.
Dog, we never left the multical when God am a fate. Kill am a pirate, me no bother with bait. Tell them I'm not astronaut, no bother me space. He don't for me name, me even know them and half for me hate.
Remember in a recent live, Blak Ryno basically stated that Vybz Kartel come and take him out of poverty.
The whole world away from you, hear that? Time is now. Do the right. You hear that combo?
Drop out of poverty, me G. And the boss just lift me up back in the riches, that is it. Big up Vybz Kartel, lovely.
As stated donation, it seems as if something has changed in Blak Ryno. Not connecting with Vybz Kartel for almost 20 years. I guess at Blak Ryno feeling down at times.
Dog, we never left the multical when God am a fate. Kill am a pirate, me no bother with bait.
Massacre gave his fans a preview of what is anticipated to be a next banger.
Paper chase need that fast and fuck. Fling up a castle, make kill a blast and chuck. Riches are flow, so pass the cup. When them must say again, cough it up. Lucky business without the sword.
This one is titled The Ghetto Star. It is from dancehall artist Kartel. It's not officially released as yet, but sometime soon I guess.
Money can't change me. Now fame long time we a body nine like a small lane. Nothing them summon again. Pussy members so no can't fall real. Make them tell you say I can't. No.
Coffee back from her break that seemed as if it was going to last forever. She teased their fans with this.
I left that in the cemetery, that side of me is dead. I said what I said. I get out of bed, make sure it's spread and wash my dreads.
A song that is officially released though. It is the official music video for the song titled God Nah Sleep by dancehall artist Mavado. So the picture that Mavado shared yesterday, which had a lot of people speculating that Mavado was back in Jamaica. I don't know why. I feel as if many people knew that he was not in Jamaica because they are aware that there's an active arrest warrant for Mavado. But there are some who actually believed that the entertainer is on the island. But as you see, the photo was clipped from the music video, or it's a promo for the music video. And no, Mavado is not in Jamaica. Another thing to mention, should I say Vybz Kartel made an appearance in the music video? Well, not necessarily. But a clip from Vybz Kartel's release was shown in the music video. Well, can be seen in the music video. Alkaline's concert, it was reported that the tickets were sold out. A venue in London, which owes up to 12,500 patrons. It was reported that the tickets were sold out. But Nation, is that actually so? Well, based on the footage that I'm about to show, you will get an answer.
Alright, everything. You got me alone, you got it.
Alkaline was awarded this and also this. Talking about sold out concert, packed arenas, packed venues. Selector Foota Hype same a dear dancehall artist Spice to do the same that Buju and the Vybz Kartel did. What is that? Have a sold out concert in the National Stadium. Spice basically liked a comment of someone disagreeing with Foota Hype about his statement he made in a previous live he did, stating that the reason why Buju Banton and the Vybz Kartel had sold out concerts, it is because the two were absent for over 10 years. They were in prison, so the sold out concerts, it is because fans are get to see them perform live for the first time in 10 years, more than 10 years. As stated, someone disagreed with Foota. Spice liked that person's comment and in return wrote one herself, Still nation enough for my chattings. Here is Selector Foota Hype.
Mrs. Spice, one youth I try bus and talk some little something. Mrs. Spice comment on that. I say, how me can like this 1,000,000 times? Zinka youth has some bad mind and, you know, me grudgeful and bag of thing and she throw to her pam pam. Listen, Spice always do some little thing for me and I go at it. But here I now go at it with Spice on the derogatory level. Because I'm more mature now and I'm more grown. And as me say, I not deal with that social media on certain levels unless somebody push me to that level. Spice hate me because she go the devil road and God beat her and me did warn her about it. I not quarrel with that. But since she said she want like what him say 1,000,000 times, because him say a foolishness me saying. Grace Hamilton, Spice, I not go derogatory with you because you are still the best performing female we have. Remember you not find no song from when you're not too good nothing, you know. But you are still the best out of the crop of female artists we have. So I gotta gear that. And that's why I still speak and I address you with certain level of respect. Because as bad as you want to think, the business need you. The business need you. See? You are like the stupid, illiterate comment that the man make 1,000,000 times. So you wish you could have liked it 1,000,000 times. I put this to you, Spice. See? Since you are say, you are like that 1,000,000 times, so me attack foolishness, so the prison thing, help the whole thing we are going both for Buju and for Vybz Kartel. Here what I need you to do now. Zine, Grace Hamilton, Gracie, Spice, you by yourself promote a show in the National Stadium of Jamaica and see if you can get the crowd that Buju Banton get and the crowd that Vybz Kartel get. Do that and beat me. I make me like that 1,000,000 times. Do that.
Here's Spice in one of her clapback at Foota Hype. White tongue Foota. Just make sure say when you are dead, God save your life too. We don't talk. Different segments. Russian producer Russian. He's showing Jamaicans what they're missing out on by not owning a Chinese vehicle. Alright, I don't think that is Russian's intention, but Russian shows his admiration for the recent Chinese vehicles, their quality and affordability.
4.5 million Jamaican, 30 grand years. You got soft clothes. This drive mode, everything. You hear that sound there? What's here? That's crazy.
So nation, if you never realize, the number of Chinese vehicles in Jamaica have increased over the past few years. I guess people finally have stopped the nonsense, thinking that China don't make nothing of high quality, nothing with good quality. Ridiculous. But as mentioned, you know, have a lot of Chinese vehicles in Jamaica, but not just the Chinese vehicle them alone, but also the mechanics.
Yo, don't scroll. You see that place about me? Some thief in mechanic at Jamaica in a problem. The Jamaican mechanic there in a problem now because guess what? The facility a be a Chinese mechanic. Just look at it. State of the art facility just opened. A machine and don't come in. And look at them. Any iron vehicle wanna have problem but we can't find. Just look at it. It's just come out this morning and the man in an engine already. Oil, service parts, and have to kill. No machinery. And a lot of them soon come. Any vehicle, as long as they have on 4 or 6 wheel or 10 wheel, you're ready for them. Low end to high end. See there? Everything then sort out. Service parts and rare. Yeah man, they're ready for everything. Any vehicle you have, any problem you can't find. Then do electrical work, mechanical. And while you wait in a comfort and style. AC.
A lot of Jamaicans encourage this and are pleased with this. They are saying the Jamaican mechanics are too awful.
If there are any more good mechanics in Jamaica, please put their names and their location in this video. Cause me want to know if no good mechanic no left back. Mechanic with morals. Like I be a thieving mechanic, they both know. You see the mechanic them, what tell you say, yo, you need a new radiator, for example. You need a new radiator. And the reason why them tell you that is because your radiator good enough. But then when you go buy a next one, and when you buy it, them take your old one, because the old one have more value to them than you. You see, you mechanic, you have a special place in our hell. You see, the mechanic them will charge a arm and a leg. When you're only supposed to charge a leg, you have a special place in our hell.
Yeah man, we know see where I go on a bomb clot Jamaica now with the Chinese them and the blood clot mechanic shop. I hope you know a bomb alone you can't blood clot learn. You know what fuck with black people, you know what fuck we up? A black man with a Jamaica have a little blood clot shop and one would prefer take 2 months for done the blood clot car before he hire somebody to help him. You saw the Chinese them work in a unit. Look how fast the man in done take down that bomb clot and put it up back. You see me I say I'm going to go get blood clot bad mind because I feel with bomb clot fault. We won't come to blood clot together. You saw the fucking shop full in a bomb clot few days because then come to blood clot together. We black people we don't know why to blood clot we can't come together. We can find some magnet in our blood clot body if we stick on together. See how the Chinese then open up that the shop there to blood clot and go so. How much of them are work? 1 Chinese or 2, 3 Chinese there and 1 blood clot car. Done it quick. We black man, we hold it for 3 blood clot month and rob off the blood clot people them. When we go up in that truck.
Some people don't like it none at all. For example, Sadiq the snowman.
Chinese people have done mash up the whole market already. So Jamaica and gone for mash up the whole of my mechanic them down there. Yeah? Oh, China reach a Jamaica now and so now go work on car better than my mechanic them at Jamaica. Eh? I want to go on.
Still nation and not just the Jamaican mechanics that get a bashing, but also Jamaican sprinter and Olympic medalist Asafa Powell. How it all started, Asafa shared a clip of his son dominating a race at school. Many were pleased with Asafa's son's performance, and I said to himself and also Asafa, can't wait to see the kid representing Jamaica. But Asafa made it clear to those people that his children will not represent Jamaica unless conditions change.
So whenever I post videos or anything of the boys doing sports or track, people are always like, yo, just our future look good and all that stuff, future stars and all that. But honestly guys, if the support system don't change, my kid's not running for Jamaica. Not running for Jamaica. Sorry to say that, you know what I mean, but it's just facts, you know what I mean. My wife is Canadian and Ghanaian, so there are options, you know what I mean. I remember back in 2006, I was offered millions of US dollars to run for another country, and at the time I turned it down because I didn't know, it was very early, so I didn't know what the future would. If I knew what I know now, I would have taken up that opportunity. We have a talent and we use our talent to make a living, you know, that's what we do. So if the whole system don't change up, I said no one lie speaking up for the athletes. I've been trying to speak up for years, but nobody else, the people at the top don't want to speak up because it's a selfish sport and everybody else is so selfish. So now Noah is speaking up, you know what I mean, and I really respect that he wants the sport to change. So I support him 100%, you know what I mean. If you don't go to the Olympics and win a medal, it's like you haven't accomplished anything. No other sport does that. Football, most of the footballers has never been to Olympic Games. Most of the basketballers have never been to Olympic Games. A lot of people never go Olympic Games and yet they're the greatest athletes in the world and all that stuff. But track and field, if you don't go to Olympics and win a medal or do this and do that, if you're not at the top, if you're not like a Usain Bolt or Asafa Powell or Justin Gatlin, like you don't really see your real money. You know, understand? So I respect that, Michael Johnson is making it a lot easier. That's why I'm just sorry that Jamaica didn't support it a lot more, because that's why they started in Jamaica, because Jamaica is supposed to be a track and field country, which I don't think it is actually. It's just a wagon type of thing, I think. Where because we have people winning and all that stuff, everybody jump on the wagon. But when you see Messi come Jamaica, the whole stadium full up. Because Jamaica is a football country. I believe Jamaica is a football country because all the football matches are packed. And I mean, I love football too. I love all the sports. But
No nation, that's had a lot of people talking. Even the Jamaica Observer did a report on Asafa's statement.
Yeah, boy.
Though Asafa had quite a number of supporters, but most people, they decided to slam Asafa. Will Ryan Wilson wrote, Asafa, respectfully, we don't care. Stop using your experience to block the blessings that your children can be to your country. You earned a lot, so don't be ungrateful. You're too bitter, man. We'll never box your bread out of your mouth or yam your white fowl. Leg on my country shirt. Another user stated, not because you were fast, means they will be. If they run for any other country, we are going to beat them. Another person stated, you mean the same conditions that made us the sprint capital of the world? Another user, what should the public do with this information? Another comment, if ungrateful was a person. Another, his sons will be just like him. Freeze at big events. Here's another, don't worry, we have Usain Bolt kids. As stated before, Asafa are the supporters. One user wrote, why we act like a lime hotel? The conditions are not encouraging. Another comment, who feels it knows it? Asafa is only talking from experience. He has the right to talk about how he feels about the conditions in athletics. Our athletes are treated poorly and then expected to go out there on a world stage and deliver. It's not fair to them. Another user wrote, that's so sad to hear. I'm sure it even hurt to say that too. Jamaica got so much talent and only if they could appreciate and support their own people. Now nation, personally, I don't feel as if Asafa is wrong, and at the same time, Asafa is also wrong. And first, let me get to why Asafa is wrong. I don't think the problem lies with the country, it's more with the sport. Olympic and maybe Diamond League and one and two other events is basically the highlight of track and field. Think about it, apart from those major events, which other time you hear about tracks and track and field? I've always wondered, outside of the major events them, which happens only a few times per year. Apart from promos and sponsorship, how the athletes really make money? I am not sure. But when it comes to other sports, for instance, football, World Cup every 4 years, which is major, but you also have club football, which is major as well. There is Champion League, Europa League, Cup competition, the league itself. In a basketball, you have the league and then you have the playoff. NFL, you have the league and then you have the playoff. Boxing, golf and so on. Maybe there's not a league, but for one fight, the payout is massive. Remember 20 mil Mike Tyson got the other day while Jake Paul got 40. But when it comes to all of the other sports mentioned, a league, not even the cups, a league is very, very important. Supporters pay to see those players play on a weekly basis. Supporters want to watch those players on a weekly basis, whether it's live or on a TV, a screen or some electronic device. So they'll pay damn good money to see them, whether on the TV or live. In addition to that, advertisers love to put their brands where it is seen. So for sponsors, and if you can represent the people them brand on a weekly basis, with millions of people watch you, oh gosh, the money is going to be crazy. And that is for many sports, just not track and field. And I think tracks have a league, you know, but track and field league, club running, I don't know. Usain Bolt was a part of a club, you know. I want one only in the comment section tell me which club Usain Bolt was a part of. Yes, you have a few that know, you know, but not many. That just goes to show that the highlight of track and field is Olympics and maybe Diamond League and the one and two other meets or events. So outside of those major events, there's nothing. And that heavily affects the revenue when it comes to track and field. If you are only going to run at 6 or 7 major events per year, but 6 major events per year, and each event maybe lasts 2 to 4 days the most. As an athlete, if you take part in those events, you get a money. If you win those events, you get a big money. And I think the government also give you money and maybe a little money throughout the year. But club running is not a popular thing. So much money really there in that, let's be real. So with that said, think about it. How much time you actually see the athletes them get to perform per year? Or I should say compete. You can count on your hand how many times. So what else you gotta do throughout the year in order to get that big money if you're not a top athlete in the sport like Asafa Usain Bolt? As a regular runner that don't have an Olympic medal or so. Why sponsors and swagger want to give you a big money contract? Think about it. They have to figure out how they are going to make track and field be a weekly or monthly thing with whole heap of viewers every week or every month. As a runner that have done nothing in the Olympic, sponsors now go look at you and say, you have a nice amount of followers, so more than likely you can influence a few people to sell the Puma sneakers here, the Puma spikes here, the Puma shirt here, this Nike wear. Difficult for a regular runner who is not a star like Usain, Asafa, Shelly and Fraser Price and so on. So I hope you all see the major problem. And why I say I agree with Asafa Powell, but I disagree with Asafa Powell. Because the problem is not really with the country, it's more about the sport. They have to find a way where racing becomes a weekly thing. or even a monthly thing. I should add this though, if you are more relying on the government to look after the athletes, then it's not really the sport to pay the athlete, it's the government. And of course, the government can set something for the athletes representing the country. But I guess that's a whole different argument. And also the money that was offered to Asafa to run for another country. Asafa would probably be looked at as a traitor. If it was a club in another country and asked Asafa to run for them, to represent the club and not the country, that is fine. But to accept a contract to run for another country, knowing that you are from this country, it no look good. Merely Natty is still one of our greatest, but remember, she running for another country. It is not a good look. But I'm kind of straight from the point. I don't think Asafa should be bashed. As someone stated, who feels it knows it. Not just that, Asafa took himself out of the equation. Remember he stated, if you're not a big name like Usain Bolt, Justin Gatlin or Master Tyson Gay, and himself, the thing go hard.
You know, if you're not at the top, you know, if you're not like a Usain Bolt or Asafa Powell or Justin Gatlin, like you don't really see real money.
So Asafa look on other athletes around him and maybe he say it not going too good for them. And maybe he must say to himself, maybe his son might not be as lucky as him. And him don't want his son to be one of those athletes. Still nation, sure me not feel elaborate on that anymore.
I have to support Jamaica, I support all the athletes, but they will understand.
The last thing we're going to look at in this report, well, the entertainment feed community, pre-wagon.
Yo, how Jamaicans getting all the Caribbean clout? How Jamaicans getting all the Caribbean clout? It's so bad because when somebody asks me where I'm from and I say Trinidad, and they say where is that? And I say in the Caribbean, and then they say, oh, Jamaica. That is when you know things bad. I fed up see Jamaica, world boss, Vybz, Kartel. Yo, Trinidad needs some recognition. What we doing, yo? What we doing? You know when things bad when you say where you're from and somebody say, oh, Jamaica. That's when you know things bad. We need some representation, yo. And guess what? Like I could say a whole bunch of other artists rep Jamaica and then they say from Jamaica. No, I respect the culture, but I just think Trinidad have more vibes. It just needs to be explored a bit more. It just needs to get put out there a bit more. Like really, Trinidad is way more vibes than Jamaica. If people think Jamaica is vibes, yo, come to Trinidad and you will see bare vibes. Only time I see Trinidad is getting represented is when they declare a state of emergency. Like bro, why all our viral moments had to feel like a criminal documentary trailer? Like really, why we can't go viral for a doubles vendor doing a backflip or some shit like that? Why it had to be that, yo? Check the day toll for the most viral moments in Trinidad. And it will say Soca Monarch 2019, Carnival, and then boom, state of emergency, lockdown on the east side. What? Come on, yo. No. Meanwhile, Jamaica getting shout out for music, dance, and culture. And Trinidad is only getting recognition when the caption says, police out in full effect. Bro, why is that the coolest moment? Every time it's Jamaica. You know when things bad because some people just don't know the geographic map. So you know when it's bad when you say you're from the Caribbean and automatically think Jamaica. Brother, that is when you know it's bad. We need some recognition. Who is willing to step up to the place? And recognition is very important too for the people because we'll get shit. Every time I keep seeing Jamaica RAF. These people going at the RAF in Jamaica and just vibing there. Yo, Trinidad way more lit, but much love to Jamaican people. You know, I love the Jake chicken and shit, so.
Nation, that right for now. You see what time I clock, you see what time I hurry and get the car here. And as usual, my people,